What's up, guys? So, it's that time of the week again, and I have to ask you guys, have you guys ever had gone on a trip, road trip, field trip, wherever, where it just went straight to hell? Well, that's what happened in this story. So, this takes place during when I was in 6th grade, and I was on a field trip with my group. Basically, the middle school that I went to was like not divided, but you were set up into groups. So of course it was the typical 6th through 8th, grade. And in middle school, you were basically divided into groups, teams. I don't know. You were basically divided into that, and so um, let's see. I don't know. I didn't really like it, but uh, mm, they did it because that way there's a lot of kids in the school, and it's a way to um I don't know, it's to help the teachers handle themselves. So the team that I was on was Gorgilla, or yeah, Gorgilla, Godzilla in Japanese. I don't know. I guess they tried. Wanted to sound cool. And you had another group that was called Tora, which were like the Tiger group, and there was a third group. I can't remember what they were, but Team Samurai. Team Samurai, yes, Team Samurai. If I remember correctly, I was on Team Samurai. So you had Team Samurai, you had Team Gojira, and you had Team Tora. The freaking Godzilla character looked like a cat rather than freaking Godzilla. I think they just wanted to save money. So I was on Team Samurai. So basically, my team, and with that, on that team, you had about 4, maybe 5 teachers. Either the typical subjects. You had a history teacher, you had an English teacher, you had a science teacher, you had a math teacher, and I believe you had a health teacher. I can't. I don't know. I don't know. You had a set of teachers, and those set of teachers were of that group. So um, those set of teachers uh, were assigned to our group, and our group had gone to a field trip that was to take us to a science museum where you would get to see inventions and see, various things like how the body reacts with coldness. A robotic pet, an actual robotic pet that acts and does the things that a regular pet does for those who are deathly allergic to animals and they can't have pets. You had inventions where robots were capable of doing human things like pouring a cup of coffee or simply walking down the stairs like a human being without the robotic mechanical, movement. Various things like that. Pretty cool though. Um, but the trip to get there was hell, pure hell. Um, so basically, of course, we were assigned like groups. Hey, you're with so and so, and you're with so and so and so forth. And of course, there was like a bunch of parents who were helping out with the chaperoning and things like that. So we're on the bus, and everything seems to be going well, except for some odd reason with me, I started feeling like something was poking me in the back of my head, which was weird because no one was poking me. Trust me. Um, there was nothing on the seat that could prove that something was hurting me, but it just kept on happening, poking, uncomfortable. I'm like, what is poking me? What is poking me? It's bugging me. It hurts. This is not okay. I had my hair rolled up into a ponytail. And around that area, it was like someone was poking. What the heck is poking? What is poking me? So as I'm in my thought trying to figure out what's poking me, the bus all of a sudden stops. And then we're all told to exit the bus, get off the bus. So we're off the bus and we're wondering what the heck is going on. No one's the teachers aren't telling us what's happening. We're basically told to stick together, stay right there. We were basically in front of like a little building. I think it may have been like a little museum, or it didn't look like a bank. It looked almost like a house, but it was a bit too wide to be one. So it was something, I don't know. And alongside of this little house or building, whatever it was a hedge filled with flowers. And oh my God, like we were there, it was like, despite it being cloudy and gloomy, it was hot as hell. It was hot. Basically, we were told to bring jackets with because it was cold. It was going to be cold. But, you know, weather changes and the weatherman ain't always right. So we're standing there. We were there for like a good 20 minutes waiting on what to do. Like, the thing of it is, I don't know if the bus driver just had enough and didn't want to deal with us anymore. I don't know if the bus driver couldn't do it because he didn't know the area very well. I don't know if like the road or like the route we were supposed to go, we couldn't go because it was blocked and we had to find a new route. I don't know if he got lost or whatever it was, but we were off the bus for a good 20 minutes and no one was telling us anything. It actually got to a point where kids started to get, antsy and impatient, like, especially when you don't know what's going on, it's trying your patience. You had some kids complaining that they wanted to use the bathroom. I remember a couple of kids asked if they could go in the building we were in front of to go to the bathroom. They said no. I remember we had a heap of bugs. A lot of bugs were around us, the typical gnats. We even had some bees running around. I remember, like, I think it was one kid screaming, "Can we get back on the bus? Can we get back on the bus? I'm allergic to bees. I don't want to get stung by bees. Can we get back on the bus, please? Blah, blah, blah." Even got to a point where, boys will be boys, whatever you call it. They started to, sorry, the freaking tape. They started to roughhouse, like pushing, shoving, pow, pow. I remember a couple of times some parents had to break up the little rackets, but, boys will be boys, they still kept at it. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. I'm like, we should not have gone off that bus. I think what should have happened was the bus driver and the teacher should have gotten off the bus and discussed something, and the parents, because we had a lot of chaperones, could have watched us. Now, if there is like something like a safety hazard, like if the bus driver is supposed to be on the bus at all times while people are on that bus, let me know, because I don't know, honestly, I don't think anyone should be off that bus. I think what should have happened was they should have got off the bus to discuss what the next move was. Or something. I don't know. Something should have been done properly. But that's just me. I don't know. I don't think anyone should have gotten off that bus, especially if we didn't know anything. And on top of that, the bus we had, since we were doing long trips, we should have gotten one of those buses that had the built-in bathroom. I bet you if we had that, no problems would have happened. But it doesn't stop there. So basically, again, people are complaining to use the bathroom. We're getting hounded by, bugs and bees at the same time. It's hot. And while all this case is happening, the only thing that kept on coming into my mind was, what is poking me? What is poking me? Unbeknownst to me at that time, my mom was using barrettes, or hair ties that had wire in them, metal wire in them, which was coated in an elastic band around it. And of course, they put the string around it, make it look pretty and stuff like that. Well, like anything that wears down, the elastic wears down. Once the elastic wears down, so does the metal wire. And when the metal wire wears down, um, it starts to sort of break apart, and you have these little metal metal slivers or metal whatever you call it, metal springs, whatever, I don't know. So they start to come out and they start to poke. You know, of course, your fingers can't feel it, but your scalp can. Now, my mother and I, we didn't know this until like years later. You know, which is why whenever I buy hair ties, I have to make sure there's no metal wiring, and I have to make sure it's completely like rubber or elastic kind of band. So I have to make sure of that. But that's what was causing the pokiness. But at that moment in time, I didn't know. So, you know, I'm thinking, what the heck is poking me? What the heck is poking? Something's poking me. Now, like I said, bugs were flying everywhere. And a bug flew on one girl and she was freaking out, you know, and I was like, do I have a bug somehow stuck in my hair? Like, could a bug have gotten in my hair unnoticed and now it's poking me and biting me and stuff? You know, because I used to have a history of things getting stuck in my hair. And I have very, very long hair back then. Very long hair, like all the way down to my waist long. So I was there. So I'm like thinking, got a bug. Something stuck in my hair. This is bugging me. You know, I need to figure this out. So I turned to a chaperone of my group, who happened to be the mother of one of the girls in the group. And I turned to her and I had asked, you know, hi, could you check my hair? Could you check to see if there's no bugs in my hair or anything in it? She goes, sure. So I turned it around so she could check my hair and see what's going on. And then all of a sudden something slams, like a loud pop, like a loud smack, and a hard one hits the back of my head. So here I am thinking, oh my God, like a fight broke out. And because the fight broke out, someone got pushed so hard that it shoved the mother into me, and she, you know, went into me, and now I got hit in the back of the head. So I pretty go, ow, you know, because that was my action. Here I went, ow, and turned around to see what was going on. There was no ruckus. There was no nothing. I looked up at the woman, and she's smiling, like it's amusing to her. I'm like, you hit me? Like, you just hit me? She goes, yeah, I did. And I'm like, seriously? Like, I didn't ask. You know, here I am, like, freaking, like, 12 years old, maybe. And I'm like, seriously? Seriously? You're not my mom. You don't put your hands on me. What the hell's the matter with you? You know, seriously, keep your hands to yourself. I asked you, could you check my hair to see if there's anything stuck? You could have said, there's nothing there. That's it. There's nothing there. Or, oh, yeah, there's something there. Would you like me to remove it? You know. You know, it was just bad. And the whole time, as this is happening, I had a blistering headache. She had hit me so hard up the backside of my head that it caused a headache. I had asked a simple favor. That was it. And the whole trip was hell. We should not have gotten off that bus. If they didn't know what was going to do, what was happening, we should not have gone on that trip to begin with. At the same time, for that woman should have kept her hands shut. And goes, she could have just said, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable. Or something. You don't hit someone at the back of the head because you are in the bad mood or you think it's funny. It was not funny. I didn't find it funny. I did not find it funny. That was not a joke. You know, I didn't tell my mom because, like, I just wanted the day to be done with. Like, you know, not only that, the school that I went to, all talk and no walk. You could tell them and they said, oh, we'll take care of it. Nothing is done. So it just got to a point where, like, you know what, whatever. I just wanted the day done. I just wanted, you know, I didn't see that woman again. I didn't talk to, you know, it was stupid. That whole trip, I don't know. A lot of things could have happened a lot differently. Yeah. Not only that, like, I don't know. It's one of those memories that still stay with you. And it's just, I don't know. A lot of things could have happened differently on that trip. But most of all, you don't smack someone upside the head because you think it's funny. I just asked a simple favor, you know. But we would have known a couple of years later, you find out that the barrettes you're using are the ones causing you pain. But we didn't know. We didn't know. We learned. We lived. There we go. We live and we learn. It is what it is.